Welcome to the Jack of All Trades podcast, where we like to talk to athletes about their experience of being an athlete. And today we have with us
Onelia Rios, and from Miami, Florida. Play football here. I'm a linebacker.
So, Onelia, when did you start playing football?
I started playing when I was about in fourth grade. So I'll say about 10 years old. That's when I started.
Yeah, that's when I started too. I started fourth grade. How did you end up at UWF? What was your road to get here?
Okay, so high school, I was introduced to a whole bunch of like big schools, and that ended up not going so well for me. I had one offer from Marist College. It was like a D1 in New York, but for financial reasons, I just ended up not going. And Coach Doolin came, introduced himself to me, told me about the program, and here I am.
Okay, I hear that. So, what was the biggest difference between college and high school?
Man, just time management, like making sure that you could just balance everything out. I know, like when you're an athlete, you gotta balance football and then time to do your work, time to cook, to eat, to get proper amount of sleep. So, really, just managing time.
Yeah, I feel like that was also one of the big differences for me with managing your own time and realizing that this is not a game. You're not going to come over here and just play around and do whatever, especially because I went JUCO. And when you go JUCO, it's not like what we have here where coaches are supportive. Our coaches don't even curse. So it's like they don't tear you down at all. I went from high school to where coaches can't really say much to you because your parents in the stands. They got to act like they want to be here for you. But once you go JUCO, they don't care. They trying to lead you, coach, the same way you trying to lead you, coach. So they talk to you any kind of way. You at the lowest of the low. They don't care. So they do whatever.
And also another thing too, nobody really gonna like hold your hand and tell you to get stuff done. I mean, I've never been that person for like somebody to have to tell me, but when I got to college, it just really made me realize more that nobody really gonna be here to kind of push you or like give you that extra push to get your work done. You got to do it on your own pretty much because nobody gonna really have the time to do it for you.
Even with like having to register for classes on your own, it's just a big difference, a lot of differences. So COVID, man, when did you realize COVID was here? I mean, it was gonna be here for a minute.
Man, well, our spring break, I don't know if you remember last year, our spring break was from March 8th to the 14th. So I went home. I'm from Miami. Went home, went to the beach or whatever. We having a good time. That's the first time I heard about coronavirus. It's like the day we left, actually. We had one case up here. But I didn't think nothing much of it. So then spring break came. Had a good spring break week. They gave us that extension for like, I think a couple more weeks because it was starting to get more serious. And when I seen everything shut down, that's when I really realized, like, dang, like, this might be a long time thing. And then on top of that, with everybody going in the stores, getting like extra supplies and food and all of that stuff, like the world was going to end almost. You know, like everybody is doing all that extra stuff for this virus. So that's when I noticed it was really.
It hit me around the same time. I feel like for a lot of young people, kind of had the same mindset as me. Oh, it's not going to affect us.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not that big of a deal. We good. Football, we got football. Like, we all got football. We straight. We good. We not worried about it. And it started to affect football fast. It went from us being straight, we good, we got this, to somebody dropping out of our conference. Dang, are we going to drop out of our conference? To we're only playing the conference now. Now we got questions of, do we still have a playoffs? We still got a playoffs. And then now the ADs are meeting. Are they going to cancel our season? Because everybody else canceling. It's bigger schools than us canceling. So we're like, are we going to get canceled? Then they cancel it. And now seniors are looking at each other like
what I'm supposed to do?
What am I supposed to do? Do I stay another year? Do I just graduate with my degree? Or what do we do?
Yeah, and then on top of that, for seniors, it really hurt because if you really trying to get that opportunity to go to the professional level, like that's like 5-6 months almost just like gone. So like unless you were really just training and working out during that time, if you're waiting to come back, you totally going off track because now it's like you got to get back into the rhythm of working out and running, doing the proper workouts because you got to go by coaches and stuff like that to have like a real workout to really get your body going. Like if you work out by yourself, like you push yourself, but you don't really go as hard when somebody else coaching you up to push yourself.
So What are some of the things that coaches and staff are doing now to implement some of these new COVID rules that we have?
Well, for sure, you can't go anywhere without a mask. That's just regardless. Like I can't walk into the DGC without a mask. Even in practice, we got helmets and shoulder pads on. If we're just standing on the sideline, we got to have the gator on. Like we got to have something covering our nose and our mouth so that we don't spread anything. Now we start to wipe down the weights and the equipment more and just keep everything clean. And we have times where only offense goes into the locker room or only defense, and they space us out, make sure we social distance. And so we take all those necessary precautions on the football team.
What do you miss the most about normal?
Man, just being able to not wear a mask. Like my nose is big a little bit, so like the mask, like it be squishing it. So like just me being able to just walk. Like I swear, I just came from Panda Express right now. Like, I could not go in because I forgot my mask at home. Like just being able to just walk in and just be regular, like not have to wear a mask, like that restrict breathing. Like the first time, well, when I got here initially and we started working out for the first time as a team, wearing that mask was deadly. Like working out, wearing that mask, you're trying to breathe in, and now the sweat is all over the mask. So it's like you breathing in, but there's no air coming. Then you take the mask off and you get yelled at to put it back on, but you can't breathe. So it's like,
what do you do? Yeah, exactly. So what's one of your biggest achievements with football at any level?
I would say one of my biggest achievements will be last year when I got two actually. So the first one would be when I got camp player of the year last year, my freshman year here, because they moved me to outside. I never wanted to play outside. Like outside was never my thing. I'm like a in the box type of guy. So like when they moved me to outside, I'm like, my coverage skills not really that good. I don't really know how to play outside, but I just followed behind the trend, Durante and them, and it worked for the best. I mean, I was doing pretty decent, I guess, for the first time. And then also, I would say when I got Scout Player of the Year, that's because like just consistently working hard every week, every game week, going over there, battling with the offense just to try to make plays and try to give them good looks. And I was working hard on that, making sure I was getting to the ball, running, being consistent, and it paid off.
Yeah, I'd probably say my biggest two achievements in football was probably the ring that we just got, and then the ring I got in 2011. When I was in 8th grade, we won a Pop Warner National Championship, so that was pretty cool. Getting to be kids and go to Disney and stay in the Disney hotel,
living a life.
Exactly, it was fun, and having your family come down and live in the hotels with you, and getting in the pool after games, and just pretty much getting to be a kid.
The whole celebration after the win.
Yeah, it was fun. So, have you had any like big injuries or having to sit out? Anything that was a roadblock for you with football?
Big injuries? Well, okay. I actually got blessed with this because right before that COVID situation, I sprained my ankle real bad. And that, I don't know if you remember, that's when we were just starting to get in the spring. So like that was gonna be my first spring ball ever. Yeah. But we went to spring break, Corona happened, so I never went back. So during that time, I got able to rehab at home, get my ankle back right. So then I started working out again, and I wouldn't have to sit out if we had any real practices here. Yeah. So, I mean, that would be like the only injury, I guess. Everything else is pretty much minor, but you just got to push through it. Like it's football, so
Yeah. So how is balancing school and a sport?
Man, let me tell you right now, when I leave here, I got to do that business calc I was telling you about. Yeah. So as long as you have your time management, like I said before, you'll definitely be able to balance out fine. And that's just with anything. Like even if you have a job, like if you know what hours you're on your job, make sure you have time put aside for you to do your work, for you to take care of other things that you got to take care of. It's all about just making sure you have that time management. Make sure you don't waste time scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok. You say, I'm going to be on here for about 10 minutes. You be on there for 2 hours. So you waste all that time that you could have spent doing something else.
Yeah.
So,
I'm done with football now. I'm a senior. COVID kind of messed my last season up. But realizing that like how much time I have now. I don't have to wake up if I don't want to. I don't have to be at a meeting. I don't have a whole nother class on top of my classes with watching Huddle, taking notes, having Kahoot quizzes, and being drained from football, having to come back and know that I can't just come in here and lay down. I got to do my work. Like,
exactly.
I don't have to do any of that stuff. And now I realize how hard it is to do all that stuff now that I'm free, and I see how much free time I have to do all this work.
And it's like even worse almost, I feel like, 'cause like in class, at least I would be like more engaged in class, but it's like now we're online, it's like you could just so easily forget about an assignment or just push it off. Oh, I'm gonna do it later, and just never get to it. And like, you know, online classes, I started waking up at it was one point I was waking up at like 11 o'clock. Yeah. I was like, nah, I can't keep doing this because like I got to wake up kind of early and try to get stuff done early, because then I have more spare time so I can do whatever else I need to do. But like, with this time management, like I really had to get myself right and just start waking up early, like more than usual, because I was waking up at like 11, 12, and that's not even like me. I usually wake up at like 9, but I was just going back to sleep because like there's nothing to do. Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I definitely do not like online classes. I've never picked online classes on purpose because I like to be in class. I like to be engaged. I like to be able to ask the teacher, hey, we got this project coming up. Should I start working on this already? Or, hey, I need a little bit of extra help. I know you explained it, but I just quite didn't grasp it. That little 2 minutes of him or her telling you, this is what I want, showing you an example, telling you how to format it is so much easier than sending 4 or 5 emails back and forth.
Then you gotta make a whole appointment, a whole WebEx meeting, and then you might not even get answered what you need to get answered because you can't just really explain it. Versus if you had a problem on the board, you can just go up there and just alter the situation to what you think it was, and then they give you the solution for it. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, it's different, but I guess we gotta adapt to it because, you know, can't do nothing about it. So just gotta live with it.
Well, man, I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank y'all for coming out to the Jock of All Trades podcast. This is O'Neilio. I'm Jeremy.